guys, it's Bryn. Welcome back. So I think a couple videos ago I mentioned something about how much my skin has changed just in the past year and a half, 2 years or something. And I asked you guys if you wanted to see a skincare video. So that's what I'm filming for you today. Bear with me, I don't talk about like makeup and skincare and stuff too often. I'm not a professional, but I do have kind of an interesting skin story that I wanted to share with you. And so I figured this would be kind of a good just like mashing together of like where my skin was at one point, where it is now, and just some of the products I grew to love in the interim. So I just want to preface this by saying that, again, I'm not a professional. I have not seen a dermatologist. I realize now I should have, because I probably would have saved a lot of time and a lot of money just trying different stuff. I ended up just wasting so much money just trying all these products, and some things worked, some things made it worse. And obviously everyone's skin is different. So the stuff that I'm going to show you today may or may not work for you. Obviously, we all have different skin. Our skin reacts to different things. That's why skincare is so difficult to like talk about or relate on, because there's some products that are really good. They're kind of universally good that everyone loves. I have some of those in here. But some of these things I also like haven't heard a lot of other people talk about, so maybe they're like personal to me. I don't know. Through a lot of trial and error, I've figured out what kind of ingredients my skin really likes, what kind of products it really likes, and what it doesn't. So I just thought I'd share that with you, just in case you needed this kind of video. Here we are. So in terms of my skin story, I had pretty good skin in high school, not gonna lie. I got random pimples popping up here and there, but for the most part, I took for granted how good my skin was. Like, looking back now, I'm like, how did I not like take better care of it or just appreciate what I had before it was gone? I was so worried about like certain pimples that would pop up and stuff that I just believed I had terrible skin when I totally did not. I want to say it was 1.5 to 2.5 years ago. I don't remember exactly what happened. I could probably figure it out, but I remember specifically it was New Year's Eve. I was at home with one of my friends. I woke up the next morning with some sort of cold or sinus issue. And I just had breakouts all over my face, and I was like, this is weird, but okay. And I was sick for a while. I think I ended up getting a sinus infection, as I normally do, but my skin never got better, and it just got worse. And I will show you a couple pictures of what that looked like. So I just had redness all across my cheeks. I had pimples popping up. I got scarring. My skin was just uneven. And on top of that, I always had issues with like pores, clogged pores on my nose and like on my cheeks right here. So all of that combined was just awful for me. Like, it came out of nowhere. Nothing I did could fix it. I had no clue what caused it other than like getting sick. So everything I was using at that point I threw out. Honestly, like for a while I stopped using products altogether because I was like, just, is everything bugging me? And for a while that actually helped, honestly, just like not using anything. So if you're in the position where you're trying a bunch of stuff and nothing's working, maybe just try to like give your skin a break. But anyway, I digress. So let me just show you kind of a before and after now of what my skin looked like then and what it looks like now. And I think you'll see I still have some of the scarring, I still have some of the redness, but I definitely don't have the texture, I don't have the bumps, I don't have the pimples. Like, it's cleared up so much better. At this point, it's kind of just maintenance for me and trying to keep up with my current routine and keep my skin as good as it is now, and if I'm lucky, make it better. So now that I've shared a little bit of the background, let me jump into some of my favorite products. So I actually have quite a bit. I'm gonna try not to ramble on about all of them, but I think the best way to do this is kind of go by my routines. So talk about like what I do in the morning, what I do in the shower, what I do at night, and explain it to you that way, rather than like grouping products as like cleansers and stuff, because I think it'd just be easier to talk about like my routine, hopefully. We'll see how it works. Okay, so starting off with my morning routine. The first thing I do every morning is cleanse my face. I love this Garnier Micellar water. To be honest, I've used a few different types of micellar waters and I don't notice a huge difference, but I like this one. I just keep buying this one because I feel like it lasts me forever, and it's drugstore, it's cheap. This is not a heavy duty makeup remover, so it does say removes makeup, but I don't use this as like my nighttime, like take my makeup off cleanser. I use this as like in the morning. I don't have any makeup on, but I might have had some like leftover skincare or just like dirt and stuff that adds up on your face overnight. So I just put this on a cotton pad, wipe it off, and I just feel like refreshed. But then I move on to a toner, and I feel like I can thoroughly review this product because I have been using it for a very long time. I'm almost out of it. But what I found is that my skin, just with all my texture and scarring and everything, my skin loves glycolic acid. I feel like you hear about this most for like fine lines and wrinkles, but I do believe it works really well, at least on my skin, just for like brightening, smoothing out texture, smoothing out scarring, and just making your skin look more even and smooth. So I highly recommend glycolic acid if you haven't tried it yet. Again, may not work for you, but for me, this stuff is a lifesaver. And I have a few other products that use glycolic acid as well, so that's just like one of my favorite things. And then I move on to one of two things. One is high-end and one is very, very drugstore. So starting with this, I start off with the sunscreen. I recently picked this up. I have not been using actually either of these for longer than a month. And to be honest, I can't say these two work way better than my drugstore option, but I do like them both, and if you're just looking for something a little more high-end to try out, I do really like both of these. This Drunk Elephant Sheer Physical Daily Defense Sunscreen SPF 30 is great. I just put this on every morning. Sunscreen is so good for you. It's something I kind of pushed back on for a long time because I'm like, it's cloudy most days in Indiana, like in the winter I don't need this, but if you're young, you want to fight wrinkles early, you want to just avoid sun damage from the get-go right away, just keep your skin better longer. You don't see like immediate results from this. This isn't something that you're gonna throw on and be like, oh my god, my skin looks amazing the next day. Like, this is going to help you years down the line. But what I like about this one specifically, this is an expensive brand, but I think this massive bottle is like $30, so it's not crazy expensive. It's made for your face, so it doesn't break you out. I've had issues with sunscreen in the past just like sitting on my face because I do have partially oily skin, and I have had issues with it like clogging my pores and just making my skin feel gross. And this one doesn't do that. It sinks into my skin immediately. I can throw a moisturizer right on top of it and be done with it. It does not change my skin at all. So if you have that issue, or you have had that issue in the past with sunscreen, definitely recommend this one. And then the moisturizer I use over top of it is the Ole Henrikson Counterbalance Oil Control Hydrator. So I think I forgot to mention this before, which was an oversight on my part, but I have combination skin, so I get very oily in the center of my face, and the outskirts are fairly normal, if not occasionally dry. So I'm always kind of fighting that because I want to moisturize my face, but I don't want to make it overly greasy. So I tend to stick to water and gel-based moisturizers that like immediately sink into my skin and don't just like sit on top. And if I'm lucky, they'll also help mattify me, which is what this is supposed to do. It's supposed to like moisturize your drier areas and mattify your oilier areas. And I can't say I notice like a massive difference with this. I mean, the true test will be in the summer when I get more oily because of the weather, so I feel like I can't give this like a rave review yet, or because I don't have my final thoughts on it yet. I want to like make my way through more of the bottle first, but just as a product, as a moisturizer, I do really like this. It smells really good, and I do like it enough to recommend it. But if you're on a budget and you want to just like throw these two products together, I used this Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel all the time. So what's great about this is it has SPF 15 in it, so not SPF 30, but it's kind of a 2-in-1, which I really liked. If you're looking to just like simplify your routine and throw it into one thing, this is great. Sinks into your skin immediately, smells good. I love this range. I actually have another product from it that I'm going to share with you. It does not make me any more greasy than I normally am, and it's a very good drugstore option. And then lastly, in the morning, I use this Origins Ginzing Refreshing Eye Cream to brighten and depuff. I do have really bad dark under eye circles that are just hereditary, and there's nothing I can do about them. I've tried, or at least I haven't found the miracle product that makes them disappear. But in terms of just moisturizing them, making them look brighter, or at least like just nicer than they normally would if I didn't use anything, I do really like this. It has a nice pink color to it, which does do well to just like brighten, at least initially. And I did try this a long time ago. I strayed away from it and I've come back. So I do feel like I can say I like this better than a lot of the other eye creams I've tried. Now on to my shower routine. I have a couple products that I use exclusively in the shower. I tend to shower at night, so I do keep a cleanser in there just to like clean my face, take my makeup off, whatever I need to do. And I've repurchased consistently this Purity One-Step Facial Cleanser. So theoretically, I could use my other cleansers in the shower as well. But what I love about this one is it's just a simple, no BS cleanser. Like, all it does, cleans your face, takes your makeup off. It doesn't claim to do 50 other things. It doesn't have a strong fragrance to it. It's just a really nice, like, simple, if you have sensitive skin or you just find that like there are days where you can't use harsh products all the time. So I use this about every other day in the shower at night just to give myself a break from cleansers that are supposed to, you know, exfoliate or mattify or whatever. Like, this is just a nice simple cleanser to throw into your routine just to give your skin a break. And then also in the shower, I have to exfoliate. I have been using the St. Ives Acne Control Apricot Scrub for so long. They also have a fresh skin one, but for some reason I like the acne control one better. Whether or not it actually controls acne, I don't know. I do notice since I've started using this in the past year or so, my acne has been better, but whether it's only because of this or if it's because of, you know, a combination of things, I don't know. But if you do have texture, scarring, or just every couple of days your skin feels dull and gross, exfoliate, man. Highly, highly recommend. My skin is too sensitive to be able to exfoliate every day. I just find I don't need to. So I do it about every 2 to 3 days. It is a physical exfoliator, so it's not chemical. So it actually has like little pieces of, I want to say like walnut shell or something weird. That's like a literal scrub that is scrubbing the dead skin off of your face. So I do try to be pretty gentle with this, and I do take it like down my neck, chest, everything. And afterwards your skin just looks bright, it looks even, it's soft. Like, it's crazy just how much softer your skin is after using a little bit of this. I've been using this for a while. I actually used to use it in high school, and that's why I kind of brought it back into my routine, because I saw how good my skin was in high school. So I brought it back, and I absolutely love this. It's drugstore, it's affordable, it's great. Now on to my nighttime routine. I start off with my favorite makeup remover in the entire world. This is the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. It has the consistency of like almost like wax, or maybe like if you took apart chapstick and like crushed it up is what it reminds me of. But then you just warm it up between your fingers, throw it on your face, wash your face, and it takes all of my makeup off. It doesn't matter if I'm wearing a little bit, if I'm wearing a lot. I find it just does the job. I love it so much, and it just works, man. Like, it takes off my eye makeup, mascara, everything. My skin feels so clean afterwards without feeling dry or tight, and I just love it. It's one of my favorite products of all time. And then afterwards, occasionally I will go in with another cleanser if I just feel like it. And if I do, I'll go in with the Badescu Glycolic Foaming Cleanser. So this just goes back to the fact that I love glycolic acid, smooths out texture, scarring, and this is going to be more of like a chemical exfoliant. So I was talking about like the scrub as being like physical, like it physically, you have little grainy things that scrub the dead skin off of your face. This is going to do it a little more gently, I think. So if you have more sensitive skin, a chemical exfoliant like this might be better for you, I think. Don't take my word on that. I'm not a professional. But yeah, I don't use this every day just because I try not to use too much stuff on my skin. I find that I need to find a balance. If I use too little or too much, then I'm in bad territory. So this is just every so often I'll put this on my Clarisonic on like the most sensitive brush head that you can find, and use this just for like an extra cleanser if I feel like it. And then occasionally I'll move on to a serum. I recently picked up this Drunk Elephant Glycolic Night Serum at the Sephora VIB sale because this is so expensive. Get a discount. And you hear people talk about this a lot because it has a ton of great ingredients in it, which is why it's so expensive, I think. It's supposed to both like hydrate and plump your skin like a serum normally would, but it's also supposed to like improve the appearance of texture, improve the tone of your skin, wrinkles, pores, it's supposed to brighten, like it's supposed to do all the things. I find if I use this every day, my skin doesn't love it. I do occasionally notice that I will get some texture if I use this every day. So I try to do every like 2 or 3 days, and I find that's like a good middle way point. But yeah, if you feel like splurging on something that's gonna like really help your skin, highly recommend. Then I go in with a moisturizer, and I am back to the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. This is the water gel without SPF, so it comes in a jar. And again, if you want like a no BS moisturizer that just does the job, this is a great one. Again, they have a water gel and they have a water cream. So if you have more dry skin, I think maybe the water cream would be better for you. And then this one's a water gel, which I like better just because it makes me less oily. And again, it just sinks into my skin and I instantly feel moisturized without anything sitting on top and making me oily or greasy or anything. I use this one at night just because it doesn't have SPF. I'd rather use the other one with SPF during the day when I might go outside and I'm getting sun. And then also very occasionally I will go in with an oil on my face, which I know sounds crazy. I have oily skin. I go in with an oil, that's insane. I don't do it every night. I do it maybe a couple times a week at the most. And it is one of those things that just sits on my skin. Like when I put oils on my face, they don't just sink in. But I do find that moisturizing and using oils and stuff kind of counteracts that oil. My skin doesn't have to produce as much when I give it to it. And I just find my skin looks more plump and maybe just brightened or vibrant the next day. But I do just like the effect that I get from using this, so I do use it occasionally. And then to match, I also use the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Eye Cream at night. I use this one at night because it's a little thicker than the Ginzing one, and I'm not putting makeup on top of it, so if it just kind of sits there for a while, that's a good thing. I'm not like married to this. I think it is a really good eye cream. Like if you just want to moisturize your eye, this one's great. I've also tried the Kiehl's Avocado one, and I like that one as well. This is just the one I've been using for a long time. It's taking me forever to get through it, which I feel like is a good thing. So yeah, this also, some people say this gets rid of their dark circles. I haven't noticed that, but I also have very hereditary dark circles. So it's kind of something that at this point I'm kind of like, I don't know that there's anything I can do to affect that. The best I can do is keep it from getting worse. So that's kind of why I continue to use this one. And then lastly for my night routine, you can't even tell what this is, but this is the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask. And genuinely, like, I used this all through the winter, and not once did I feel like I had dry lips all winter. At least not as bad as I've had it in the past. You can tell it's well loved. It looks like this. It's disgusting, but I'm obsessed with this. And lastly, I have a few different masks to share with you that I use occasionally at night, and I'm going to go through these really fast because I'm pretty sure I've talked about them in a favorites video before. My first one is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask. Love this one. I put this on at night, leave it on all night, which is one of my favorite things about it. I feel like you get more of an effect from it because it dries and you can just sleep on it, and then in the morning my skin always looks good. Like, I've never broken out from it. I've never woken up and been like, I don't think that really did anything. Like, I always feel good when I use this. Like, I don't know what kind of crazy stuff is in here, but it is pricey. I will give it that. If you don't want to spend the money on it, I totally understand. And also, it smells like watermelons. It's great. Then I have the Kiehl's Calendula and Aloe Soothing Hydration Mask. I love this one on nights where I just feel like my skin looks dull. Aloe is amazing for your skin, just to moisturize and hydrate and just plump up your skin, make it look great. That's why I picked this up in the first place, because I know aloe's like a magic ingredient for your skin. Also smells really good. Again, I just like it for days where my skin feels kind of dull and I want to just make it a little more vibrant and hydrated and beautiful looking. What the heck was that? And lastly, I have the Wamisa by Glow Recipe Green Tea Clay Mask. So this is like the drugstore brand version of Glow Recipe, much more affordable. You can find it at Target. This one's great for pores, acne, anything like that. This is what I go to whenever I have a breakout. So I used to use those, like, what are those called? They're like the solutions that you stick a Q-tip in that have like the pink solution at the bottom that you put on a pimple. What is that called? I don't remember. Anyway, I stopped using that completely and I just use this on pimples. A lot of times I'll use this again on like the outside of my face and this in like my T-zone area, just kind of like multi-mask that way. Alright guys, that was everything. I feel like I talked for like a million years. I'm so sorry if this video is like insanely long. I tried to get through things as quickly as I could. But yeah, I hope that helps in some way. I hope maybe you've found a product that you want to try that you didn't know about before. But yeah, I always find these videos interesting. I like to just hear what other people are using and if there's something that I want to throw into my routine or something that I want to try. Because I'm always trying different things. I feel like I'm at the point where I can experiment and I'm not scared of it, which is good. My skin's not perfect yet, but I'm so much happier with it than I used to be, and that is a win for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did with a comment or a thumbs up, something. Let me know how you felt, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye guys!